So in this video, we are going to review writing task 1 for academic. Mainly there are three kinds of charts or diagrams that you need to describe. The first one is bar graph, this kind of thing that you'll get. And this comes in some varieties, that it can come in pie chart, it can come in line graph, it can come in bar chart, or just a table or two of the diagrams. It could be like anything. You'll be given some kind of chart which you need to explain for the writing task 1. Another type is maps. So you'll be given two of the maps to see, and then like on the maps whatever you see you need to report it. So that's the second type. The third one is process. You'll be looking at some kind of manufacturing or some kind of process to make anything, and looking at that you need to describe. The rare one, okay, which may come, is the life cycle, and you can check these sample answers. This will be a lot of easy. You might want to see it before your exam, because if it comes and if you have no any experience, it could make a problem. So these are the three tasks. Let's dig into bar graph. So in bar graph, what you will be doing is you'll be doing two of the paragraphs. One will be your introduction, and next will be your body paragraph. In your introduction, within your one sentence, what you should do is you should change the language of the question, also include the x-axis, y-axis, and participants of the data. So whatever the chart, so this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and the participants of the data, along with this information has to be changed within the single language, single sentences. So within the single sentence, every information has to be covered. And we also have one next thing, we call it overview. So in overview, you can write in overall or overall and comma, and then you can state the overall view. So overview, what is generally practice is, when you see any diagram, what's the main thing that you can see? Generally it's better to keep 3 to 4 points, or even 1 to 2 points would be better. So what we see over here is this red is the maximum, and it's like kind of falling because it's the time chart. One major thing is to analyze with this bar chart is the time based or is it not the time based. If it's time based, then the things are increasing, decreasing, or are fluctuating, are constant over the time. That should be mentioned. And in case if there is no time, then it should be like just it is higher than, it is less than. We call it language of change and language of comparisons. Okay, that has to be considered. And for this chart, when you go with the overall, so it's getting down. And we see second chart that's increasing from this 1980 is almost constant, and this is kind of increasing. If we compare, look at very nicely, we can see that it's falling, and the opposite of this trend is the last service sector, so that's increasing. So this would be our kind of good overview. At the first language, you can keep comparison of this one and the service, the last one, and for the industry you can keep as a separate sentence, which I have done over here. So this is the sample, that's the for this one. And next thing is about you describe. So in your describing, you have to describe keeping in mind with this question that is always said in every writing task. So summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So you need to provide main features and make comparisons wherever relevant. So not everything is, you don't need to go with 1960, 70, 80, 90 or 2000. So just see the general trend and what are the main points and what are the like comparisons. And if you see this answer, I have something done and I kept in contrast. So what did I keep over here was the agriculture contributed the highest share in GDP in 1960 with about 63%, which decreased enormously, making it the least by 2000 with a contribution of approximately 12%. So we do have comparison also. It's talking about the agriculture kind of stuff, which is the highest and which eventually decreased, and at the last it became the least, making kind of 12%. So kind of 12% we go with approximately around this kind of word. And the service is exactly opposite. So I'm writing in contrast. These things will value for your marking. Try to keep them. So service sector again, like its level was something and it started to like increase. So that has been told over this one. And likewise is another addition is being talked about the industry with the data. So whenever you are describing body paragraph, you should give the data. To look at this answer would be easy stuff, but when you do it, doing the performing same kind of level would be difficult. So before you start writing, it's better you allocate 10 minutes for planning. So the planning for what would you write in your overview, how would you describe, what kinds of languages would you keep, so the synchrony of similarities and dissimilarities, which will turn your answer to be perfect. Do any questions with the bar graph? For this one, I would advise you to search for recent IELTS writing tax 1, not GT, just writing tax 1. You could get this website, how to do kind of thing, and it provides you latest questions from IELTS. So there are lots of questions. We do have table for now, and this is a bar graph. Let me make it a little smaller. So we have again this as a line chart, sometimes this kind of figure. So do one question and send for the feedback, and based upon your writing you would get the feedback. Okay, so this website you can land from the Google search normally. And if we scroll a little more, let's see if we get other stuff. Okay, we have process also. Okay, now let's dig into next question type. That's a map, and for the map it would be easy, but before making it easy you should actually like classify the thing on the map. See, so we have this 1 to 8 and it just got expanded to 1 to 18. And if we see, like, this is one kind of like cafe area, and we have like 2, so it has been expanded. So anything, the number of increasing, so like what is added, what is removed, what is the change of location, what remain unchanged, anything on the map that has common features, collect them before you start writing. The planning would be very nice if you do it, and based upon this planning you can perform your writing. The first thing would be to change the language. Next thing would be to give overall. In overall, what you can write in overall, the school site got modernized and transformed into developed state. Here we're talking about a school. For any of the map, you can say the place got modernized and transformed into developed state. You don't need to present as a graph that what are the changes in your overview, and you would be presenting your task. You would be presenting your what are the things that happen. It's better to put similar things at first and then keep linking, like similarly or in contrast or likewise. So in that way, if you do it, it's more better. So I've got like 2 of the sample answer from here. So this answer is from British Council itself, and this was written by me. You can follow them, check it, and perform one of the map and send to us for the feedback. The last one is about the process. Here on the process, your introduction should contain paraphrasing of the question, and as there will be the process, you'll say in overall something X is produced from A1 process, which undergoes 8 stages, where the final process is A8. The main thing is you should present the first stage and the last stage along with number of stages included to produce some kind of stuff that's shown on the picture. That will be your introduction, and on your description, as mentioned number of stages, if you say there are 8 stages, then 8 number of sentences should be there that will have some kind of linking, and of course the passive voice. And if you are unable to make it to 150 words, you can even like sum of the all process. For example, I have this manufacturing of noodles, and I have started with the language change first in overall. 8 means 8 kind of linking would be there. So first of all, and then like after that, so subsequently, afterwards, this has to be in the number of 8. And you come over here, you see about the last stage. What happens is you are not in 150 words. 150 words should be made. So if not, what you can do is, in this way the noodles are made using flour, which is mixed with water and oil, which converts to seeds, then to stripes and discs. These are cooked and dried, which goes into packing into a cup. So like you can summarize all this process in one go. After that, we do have life cycle. Life cycle will be just present these things. With whatever information that you see on the picture, and they are done with simple present tense. We do have a sample. You might want to present one of the model questions, but these are rarely asked. Be sure to work on each map, on bar graph and process. two of the independent work unless it's not satisfactory with your goal band description. Keep on sending the work and we'll see that. So I hope for your sample answers. Best of luck. Have a great day.